Hey everyone, this is Damon. We are back with Fandom Entanglement. Mike is not with me today. We're doing a special episode talking about season's greetings. This is the 12th episode in season three, and we have a special guest joining us from the UK. We've been in communication. We've hit some bumps in our communication, but I think we finally cleared up some stuff here, and I have you here for one of the 12 slides of Christmas, and this is Pedro Ferreira. How are you, Pedro?
I'm fine, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. We've been like I said, some miscommunication in the past with some stuff. Yeah, and you've left some comments, which we
Mm,
appreciate. We chat in like the Discord and all the
yeah.
other groups and stuff. So, but yeah, it's good to have you here. Like because of the time difference, this is why if my background looks weird, it's because I'm somewhere else right now. I'm not home. But we made time for this. So, why don't you fill everybody in, Pedro, on your history with sliders and everything what you've been doing for all of it?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Sliders since it first aired in the UK, so like 96, I think it's when it first aired in BBC One, and I watched it since the very first episode. I've been a fan since then. So and unlike I suppose most people, I kind of just kept tabs with Sliders and what was going on with it. I never really forgot about it. It's just one of those shows that had such a unique concept and was so interesting that I just always wanted to see it succeed, even though it was always a bit there was always some kind of something's going wrong behind the scenes, or it was dealt a bad card all the time. And but it's kind of the
Yeah,
underdog, and as an underdog myself growing up, I've always kind of supported what I see as kind of a show that was really, really good and was just had a really good concept, really great special effects and stuff like that. But was just it just kind of wasn't managed well, and it didn't. And not only that, it didn't get the viewership it needed to succeed and awareness, cultural awareness. And
yeah.
I suppose with the 30th anniversary this year, I've been kind of I've I suppose for the past few years I've been more on camera, and I've been using this as an opportunity to talk more about the show and raise more awareness for the show. And since it was the 30th anniversary, I really, really wanted to do something special to raise awareness, to do my part to raise awareness for the show. And so, any opportunities I got to talk about the show, either on social media or on podcasts or whatever, I would. So I was asked by Spill the Geek Tea to talk about sliders because they knew I was a fan of sliders and I knew more than they did about the show. So I basically did a deep dive for them, kind of, well, I would say a deep dive of the first season and the show as overall, and that's really what happened, really. But I've
Yeah.
never really engaged mostly on online forums up until maybe like 5 years ago. I
Oh,
started using
okay.
online forums. So yeah, and uh, I've come prepared with my t-shirts. So there we
I don't have
go.
any cute shirts like that, but I'm wearing a Christmas thing, so that's to keep with the Christmas spirit.
Gotta have the t-shirt.
Yeah, well, glad you got some representation going there.
Representation's important in sliders. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and this is like kind of as of this recording, like I don't know the logistics of how this is all working, because this is a kind of an insane idea I have to do 12 recordings about episode 12 for a Christmas episode, but we're gonna see how this goes. So,
I never even really thought that was a 12th episode, the 12 days of Christmas. I never even thought that's a great idea.
well, it didn't start out that way, and then I realized, oh, it's episode 12. Oh, okay. I
Ooh.
realized that after the fact. I came up with the idea because I was inspired by some other, crazy podcaster who does his own. He's done stuff with us before. I was inspired by Albie from Quantum Leap podcast and
Oh yeah.
Exploration because he's done weird things with Christmas every year, and I think he's going to do it again this
Mm.
year. Um, so yeah, and he's been helping me out, and
They
hopefully
were lucky. They got on Quantum. They got two Christmas episodes. We only got one.
they've only done it for the one episode though. So
Oh, they've only done one episode.
they
Okay.
kept doing the same episode all the time. So
No.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you got your best sliders whisper since you're a first
Oh
timer.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to do my. I'm just going to mimic Robert K. Weiss. I mean, that's the only whisper I really
Well,
care about.
yeah.
It'll be sliders.
Okay. I ask it of everybody. Yeah, everybody does it differently. So, all right.
Yeah,
So
I
this,
think whenever anyone else did it, it just didn't sound right. You know, no
uh,
disrespect to the other actors. I
yeah.
always felt that Robert K. Weiss's whisper was the definitive one.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like the one that it is sort of the definitive whisper. I mean, I know John Rhys Davies did it in season 3, and then it was like
Mm.
Jerry, and then it like switched out in season
Yeah, they
5.
did. Every single member of season 5 did their own version
Yeah,
of it
yeah.
as well.
Mhm. All right, so we'll do a little bit of a rundown of this because for fear of repeating myself too much, this will be a little different than what me and Mike normally do because Mike is not here with me today. So I'm gonna go over little details of the episode because you've probably heard it already by now. But this originally aired December 20th, 1996. The official synopsis. On a world where people are enticed by consumerism and giant malls in the sky, the Sliders get jobs as mall employees in order to find the mother of an abandoned child. Arturo is a reluctant Santa. Rembrandt and Wade are his elves, while Quinn gets an administrative job. Meanwhile, Wade faces some strong emotions when she meets her sister and father. And I guess I mean, I'm sure people have heard the cast by now, but, and the guest stars, I'll just go through them briefly. Jerry O'Connell as Quinn, Sabrina Lloyd as Wade, Clement Derricks as Rembrandt, and John Rhys Davies as Arturo. The main guest stars are Chase Masterson as Kelly, Neil Roberts as Ted, Alan Williams as Don, Stuart Fratkin as the instructor, and Jacqueline Obradors, I don't even know how
Yeah,
you pronounce
Pedro's.
it, as Carol. Okay. Written by Eleah Horwitz?
Yeah,
Eleah? I don't know.
Eleah. I think it's Eleah. Yeah.
Eleah? And directed by Richard Compton. And we're basically, EarthPrime.com designates this as Mall World. So again, you've probably heard all this before, but we're getting more of your perspective, Pedro. You have a unique perspective also, because I feel like some of like, I don't know how, um, because there's the whole Christmas. Like, I don't know how everything is like in the UK with because there's like the whole credit thing going on, and like I feel like there's like we're kind of getting back into the sort of social satire that I feel like there's a little bit of that this season has mostly been lacking.
Yeah.
So I feel like they kind of got into some topics with like almost being a slave to like like, oh, you owe all this money, and now we own you for life and stuff. Like, so I just wanted to get like it'll be a nice interesting you know like perspective on things. But what's your first impressions of this episode?
Oh, well, see, I actually really enjoyed it at the time, and I still enjoy it. I think what stands out about it in retrospect, which I wasn't really aware of at the time, but I was really sort of aware of, was that up until this point, season 3 was, as you know, very different from season 1 and 2,
Yeah.
and I was disappointed by the kind of episodes that they were coming out with. Now, I think time has healed, and I know more about what was going on behind the scenes for me. I know some people still hate season 3. For me, I compare it to the other seasons, and I'm a little bit more forgiving, and I'm more willing to fight for more willing to fight for the good qualities of the season as a whole. Um, I think as an episode, what amazed me about it is that we'd seen the characters sort of throughout season three written off character in a lot of episodes,
Yes. Hmm. I would
and
agree.
it felt like for one night only, everything felt like the previous seasons. It felt like an episode from the previous seasons. I always say that there's 5 episodes in season 3 that feel like sliders, and one of them is season's greetings.
Yeah. Hmm.
And and I think that season greetings is kind of the last episode of Sliders that feels like Sliders because it has the original cast and it has the same feel in terms of the writing.
Hmm.
And so
Yeah.
th for I think it's a minor miracle that we have that episode. And yeah, I know it's ironic that I say that, but it is kind of a miracle in itself that it got made the way it did, and,
Yeah.
I'm very happy it exists.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, going through our rewatch where, like we're skipping this a little bit to do this recording right now, but yeah, we're hitting some really bad episodes. It's like, and now this point is where it's like not so bad, and then it gets closer to the Exodus, and it's just like, yeah, whatever, like throwing stuff, ripping off things. So it was like there's this little
Yeah.
stretch in the middle that does seem like it seems like it's not so bad, and this is one of the better episodes, I think. And I'm watching it again. I'm like, this is really good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
to be honest, yeah, I told you that I watched Sliders and BBC One. They never showed season 4 and 5 in on BBC One. On
you did
Sky they
mention that.
did,
Yeah,
but not on BBC One. So I never saw season 4 and 5 for a very long time, and
right.
I could have seen it illegally, but like, online and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I just
Hmm.
couldn't bear to see like the changes that I was aware of what happened in the show, but I never saw those changes happen. I
Right.
never saw I never was interested in those changes, like bringing in Nazi Cro-Mags, having, Rembrandt be the only
Ugh.
character the last season, all of that stuff. So it wasn't until, uh, COVID lockdown that
Oh,
I
really?
decided, well, I was gonna rewatch the entire show from the beginning and see season 4 and 5 as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I saw the whole show from the beginning, I was nervously awaiting season 3, and I thought, "You know what? It's Now I know what happened behind the scenes and everything, I'm a little bit more forgiving about season 3. Then I saw season 4 and 5, and I was like, "Wow, well, it was what I expected it to be," but, wow. It was you know what? I know this is a bit off topic, but you know what? Season 4 was a real chore to get through. Season 5 wasn't
Yeah.
too bad. It was a bit better, but season 4 was it was a struggle. It broke me.
Oh, wow. Well, what? Yeah, I mean, we can talk about that a little bit. I mean, yeah, I mean, I did recently do before we had done this, before Mike and I had started our full on rewatch. I was doing a watch of this with my wife, who'd seen it on and off, but she was never really into it. Watch it with my wife and my mother-in-law. We were into it. We're getting up to season 3, and she's like, "Yeah, some of these are really bad," and she stuck with it because she knew I liked the show, and like I
Yeah.
didn't really tell her a lot of stuff about what was happening. And then we got to season 4, and I'm like, I do remember like I felt like I didn't mind what they tried to do, because at least there was a storyline, but I don't like how the storyline evolved because I mean, there's a whole behind the
Nah,
scenes of that. Like they'll change the whole direction of that. Like it's
yeah.
pointless by the end of the season. I will argue that season 5 is not as bad as some people make it out to be because they
See,
tried.
there were many things in season 4 that really rubbed me the wrong way. One
Yeah.
of them was changing the whole story, having Quinn be like
Yeah.
a long lost parent from a different dimension, long lost child from
Yeah,
different
yeah,
dimension,
yeah. Mm.
all of this stuff, having a brother, all of that stuff. Um,
Mhm.
and then as soon as you lose the cast, as soon as you get rid of all the cast, then it stops being the show that you were introduced to.
Yeah.
And we saw that in season 4 because he lost 2 of the cast members in season 4.
Right. Hmm.
And then on top of that, I'm watching every episode where I mean, people have obviously written about this already, but they there were like 5 different times they found a chromag weapon, and they thought, "Nah, you know what? Let's try and find the real chromag weapon." Instead of just like they had lots of different opportunities to pick up a chromag weapon to use, and they never did. And
Huh.
that really like what's going on? But I
Hmm.
think what really got me was the general cheapness of the show, the lack of polish. It's like it's like watching your favorite team do badly. It's like, come on, we can do better than this. We can do better than this. And it just
Yeah.
looks so cheap, like very like 1960s Doctor Who kind of cheap, but not in a good way. And and the other thing was is that what really broke me, the thing that really broke me about season 4 was that they didn't even almost slide into parallel Earths. They slid into different Chandler hotels because most of the time they spent most of the episodes in the Chandler hotel. And I know they built a set, so they had to use the set. But it was like, oh my gosh, where are they going to go to? Oh, Chandler Hotel. Yeah, fair enough. It's
A
like
story
every
built
episode,
around the hotel. Hmm. Yeah.
not just the Chandler Hotel, that stupid alleyway. Right.
Mm.
It's either Chandler Hotel. Now, in season 5, it's not too bad because they use it less. They film more on location on
Yeah.
they even well, I say film on location. They film on different parts of the Universal lot, or they
Right.
film on actual location.
Right.
I think season 5, Easy Rider, they actually use a bus, which is amazing. They
Okay.
film on like a highway, and they have the sliders go on a bus, which is like just really bizarre, but it's cool. Anyway, but yeah, anyway, sorry. Topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
And I'll say too, like I'm realizing too, like I don't think I ever actually did watch all of season 5. So at some point, like I saw most of the episodes, but when
Yeah,
it was first
I would say
aired,
season 5 has slightly better production values as well in terms of the visual effects.
yeah.
The wormhole, I don't like the look of the wormhole, but the wormhole looks more fully formed.
Mm, yeah.
Whereas in season 4, it's like very like it doesn't look like it's complete.
Mm,
Yeah, it's bizarre.
yeah. Could be the whole sci-fi channel thing. It wasn't on a major network. It was on cable, so that could be part of it. Who
I've been
knows? I'm
told
sure we'll get into it.
I've been told they had less money for season 5, but it doesn't look like it when I watch it. It looks like they had more money, like a bit more money. Maybe they didn't have to pay Jerry O'Connell's rising salary. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Maybe.
I don't know what it was, but because he was a producer on season 4 as well, so they obviously had to pay him more money. But I don't know.
Right.
It looked much more. But season 3 episodes like season's Greetings had very good even if it wasn't a good season, it had very good production values, I feel. So I'm not going to bash the show. I'm going to see the value at least. If people are going to say it's a turd, it's a polished turd because it's like it's it's. I mean, a lot of people worked on the show and it comes through. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
No, I mean, I know there was like a lot of it was also just a mandate from up high. Like, what movie can we do here? I mean, I know that's isn't that the whole legend is
yeah,
that John Rhys Davies supposedly even saw
and
them
and
watching movie and like,
again, I used to
yeah,
at the time, also thanks to the internet, I used to hate David Peckinpah, and now I see that he was just a yes man, and he was just
yeah, I
being
always
told
knew that. Yeah,
he was just being told what to do. Really, I'm not
yeah,
gonna. I mean, if he hated John Rhys Davies so much, he wouldn't have written Murder Most Foul, which is the next episode.
that's right. Yeah,
He was
yeah,
trying to keep John Rhys Davies happy, and
yeah.
so
I know a lot of it was more of like the higher ups and well, all that stuff. I know we'll eventually, we'll get into it all a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I find it from a writing point of view, I find it very interesting this episode because Eleah Horwitz, she wrote 3 episodes for season 3 and then she quit the show. And and she wrote the first episode she wrote, Prince of Slides, feels like a season 1
okay,
episode,
okay,
right?
okay.
This episode feels like it could have been season 2, and The
Hmm.
Breeder feels like it could have been season 3. So I
Oh,
don't think that was intentional, but it feels like she was mirroring what she had previously seen on Catch Up.
Mm-hmm.
with her writing style, because all the three of her episodes mirror, like, have a feel of a season of what's come before. So
Okay.
uh, so this
I
feels like a
just,
season two episode almost, you know.
yeah, yeah. And the Princess Lives is another one of the really good ones. And then there's
Yeah,
this one,
and
but then
Princess
there's the
Life.
breeder.
Yeah, well, yeah. So she ended up writing like two perfectly good episodes, and then one of my least favorite episodes of all time.
Ugh,
So
not
yeah,
looking
yeah.
forward to get. I'm not looking forward to it.
I think she was just mirroring. Yeah, I think she was just mirroring
Mm-hmm.
what the writing styles of each season. That's what I think she was doing.
Yeah.
And you know, she's a writing coach now, so
Oh,
she
really?
knows what
Yeah.
she's doing. You know.
Yeah. All right. So, anything specific that you wanted to bring up in the episode that
Well,
that stood out to you, or you know?
you asked me about did we have anything about credit and lack of credit and stuff like that. I mean, we've never really faced that too much. We've had consumerism.
Yeah.
I think obviously some years after this, we had the whole Buzz Lightyear craze at Christmas. So if you want to look at the whole thing about buy Buzz Lightyear dolls at Christmas, we had that in the
Yeah.
UK as well as
Okay.
America.
Yeah. Hmm.
And I mean, America did the whole Turbo Man, what was it, with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Oh yeah,
That
yeah. Jingle all the way.
that was 1996, wasn't it? So that
Yeah,
was at
something
the
like
same
that.
time
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, and but we had the credit crunch in 2009, so maybe that's as close as we got
Okay.
to that. But we weren't forced to spend money. You know, I think this is an interesting
Well,
idea
yeah.
because it's the whole idea of being forced to spend through um, subliminal messages.
Mm-hmm.
And um, I like. I think all the characters in the episode are serviced well, apart from Quinn. I think Quinn's the only person who doesn't get anything really to do
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I thought that afterwards. I was like, at first, I'm watching this and I was like, oh, at least I kind of utilized everybody. But when I'm getting to the end, I'm like, Quinn, not as much. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
hmm,
So you have Wade and her sister,
right.
played by Chase Masterson,
Hmm.
um, who is a redhead, even though Wade wasn't a redhead. So I don't know. I think they got that wrong because Wade is supposed to have brown hair. So
Well, she
in
kind of
actual
was.
fact, would Kelly have dyed her hair as well? Like,
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that necessarily is anything to, I mean, siblings
unless
can have
Wade's the
different hair
natural
color.
redhead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got the professor and the Jacqueline Obrador's character who's got the
The
baby,
baby. Okay. Hmm.
and you know, and this was before Jacqueline Obrador's became famous for um all the other roles in TV she's done. Atlantis: The Lost Empire is what I remember her for as well.
Okay. All right.
She was one of the main supporting voice artists in Atlantis. Uh,
Okay.
Uh, what else? And yeah, and then of course you've got Rembrandt, and he's being targeted with this subliminal messaging. So he
Yeah.
almost comes to blows with Quinn over giving him
Yeah.
presents. You don't like me
Yeah.
this much. You don't like me this much,
I didn't
Rembrandt
get.
and
Yeah,
Remy.
I didn't get this. I only got what, 10 for Wade? Didn't I get more? Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it's that pressure of, oh, I don't have enough gifts for this person, that person. Like, yeah,
Mm.
you kind of get that at Christmas. Like, you don't want to leave anybody out, but this was an
And
extreme.
you see the effect at the beginning with that. I can't remember Ginny, I think her name is, where she's out of credit, or she's has to keep spending money, but she can't pay it back or whatever, or something like that. I
Right.
can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you see, I think the only thing that didn't quite make sense was the forced in kind of season three science fiction concept, which is the mall being above the clouds, and they tried to explain it away with the tears.
Yeah,
They kind of explain the tears are
yeah, it was
holding it up.
interesting, but I
So
didn't understand how it
they try
worked.
a little bit to explain the
Yeah.
science of it, but
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a
I'm sure
cool
that annoyed
idea.
John. I'm sure that annoyed John no end, but anyway.
I feel like I mean, I don't know. I mean, me and Mike have commented about a lot of times it seems like John Rhys Davies is phoning it in. I don't know if this time I feel like this is one he kind of I can't speak for him, obviously, but I feel like maybe he was a little more. He got behind this one a little bit more just because of the messages
Yeah,
and
I mean,
yeah. Hmm.
he really had problems with the show after, I think, after the first season, and he was quite vocal during season 2. He threatened to leave during season 2,
Right. Right.
and then he they didn't know if they were going to have him back for season 3. There was actually the story Bible or the production notes saying, "Well, thank goodness, we can confirm that John Rhys Davis at the last minute has signed up for season 3," because
Okay.
they didn't know if he was going to do season 3. Um,
I
but it
see.
was kind of,
Hmm. Okay.
I think probably what got John in the end was that he complained about the writing in season 2, and then people stopped listening to him in season 3 when it was actually not very good. So
Mm-hmm.
he may have cried wolf a little bit with the writing, and it came back to, you know, to hurt him a little bit because of his reputation.
Yeah, and see, I feel like season two, most of it's pretty. I feel is still pretty decent. I mean, there are some
Yeah.
that didn't necessarily speak out to me. I mean, like I didn't like the old
Yeah, I
West
mean,
thing with the Wall Street thing, like that. Just confusing to me. I wasn't a fan of it, but um, yeah,
I didn't, yeah, I didn't have any problems with season 2 at all. It's different from season 1, though. Season 1 is much more lively and, very much,
yeah,
um, exciting, and, you can see there's a confidence behind it. In season 2, they kind of lost the confidence, and they're being much more safer, and they're being much more, "We're worried about losing our audience," kind of feeling,
yeah, yeah,
um which mirrors the Sliders, because in season 2, they've gone through the whole lottery fiasco,
right,
and they're now playing it much more safer. They're trying not to draw attention to themselves in season 2.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've had many years to think about all of this. So I've really studied the kind of show a bit. So
yeah. So how did you feel about what they were revealing about with Wade and her family and like the way that all?
I thought it was really I thought it was really, like, heartfelt, and I thought that it was a great character service to Sabrina Lloyd. For her to have that, I thought that was really useful for her, and I think it did Wade a lot of good. Um, I I have I kind of wish she had told her dad at the end it was her. I only kind of wish, I can't, it's like, come on, that's a bit harsh, but yeah, okay, that was fine. I guess I can live with that.
Yeah,
Um,
because you got Kelly's basically now keeping the secret for what the rest of her life. Like, oh, I knew that this was your daughter that you never had, but I got to have a little
well,
bit of
no,
that
no,
relationship with her before they left.
wasn't it Wade who told her, tell him after I leave, or something like that?
Something.
After I s
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you can tell him after I leave. Yeah, but still, it's like, well,
What if?
afterwards, it's like, oh, well, you couldn't have told me that while she was here. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
there's no way for her to come back. I mean,
Yeah, I understand why Wade did it, because she didn't want her dad to keep her there, and, like, he
okay,
didn't want,
yeah,
because he would have really have they didn't have time, he would have really have overreacted and tried to keep her there, because it's his daughter, essentially, his long lost daughter, essentially. So
right,
I
right.
get the predicament that, and I can understand why Wade decided to do that, but yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a weird one, but yeah. It's nice. It was kind of nice. I think obviously all the changes that occurred to the show after this, that kind of ruined the show, sort of happened after this. So it's nice to at least have an episode where everything was kind of, the way it used to be, the way it should
Yeah,
be.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like seeing, John Rhys Davis trying to impart wisdom to kids as Santa Claus and all of that stuff.
That was, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. Like just the way he did that is like, oh, and he's telling all the kids, and they're trying to go out and buy. It's like, no, we don't want this. We want more stories. And it's like,
His conversation with Jacqueline Abrador's character as well was, the whole bombing, the World War II bombing,
yeah,
and the whole story was really, really good stuff. I thought that was really well written and really well acted by John. So
yeah,
I really loved all of that stuff. The other stuff I liked was, I liked the bit at the end. Uh, Quinn is on call to punch the villain. Neil Roberts out, and then the professor delivers the line. Well, you know what they say: better to give than to receive.
That's a good line.
It's just it makes me
It
laugh.
is. I think I did kind of like laugh out loud. I was watching that late, and I'm like, I can't be too loud because everybody's sleeping. But like, yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like there was a lot more of that. Like, this is the stuff that we've been missing. You know, that they've been doing more
Mm.
action oriented stuff, and this was like a nice thought provoking story. And
We never got an episode like this again. Not with the original cast.
yeah, yeah,
There were moments here and there throughout the episode, throughout season three. There are moments like this where they go into
right,
the characters and the interactions.
right,
You
yeah,
have you have Wade confiding to the professor in state of the art, and you have moments like Rembrandt confessing in the same episode. You have Rembrandt confessing to Quinn that he doesn't feel he does enough, you know, or
yeah,
or you have stuff like Last of Eden, even like the professor having that allergic reaction or whatever, and him telling Rembrandt. You get all these little character moments,
right,
but
right, right.
they're not in an episode fully formed, to make it really a good episode.
Yeah,
And my opinion of season three was always that, in retrospect, I hated the season at the time, but in retrospect, when I look at all the episodes, I feel like there's five good episodes of Sliders in there that feel like Sliders. And I think all of the other episodes, nearly all of season three, is perfectly watchable, but it's just not Sliders. They're
right.
good science fiction stories, even though they rip off something, but they're just not Sliders. They have a beginning, middle, and end. They're very well produced, but it just doesn't feel like the show we should be watching.
hmm
So I'm a little bit fairer in that sense. That's how I view now season three. Um, yeah.
No, I will argue that sometimes it doesn't seem like they have much of an ending. We've been watching some and like that's it. That's how it ended. Like,
Yeah, but they still keep the whole kind of, even in season three, they still keep that kind of ambiguous, like nothing is perfectly wrapped up in a little bow kind of endings.
okay, yeah,
So in season three, there's still episodes where, especially in the second half of the season, where things aren't completely wrapped up. Um, so yeah, I think from a writing point of view, at least they kept that. I think in the last two seasons that happens. I don't think there's hardly any episodes where I can't think of hardly any episodes where
because there's more of
everything's
a
kind of
yeah,
it's
because there's
more
more of a
rough.
storyline. Yeah, so
Yeah, yeah. But I enjoyed season Greetings a lot, and it's definitely one of my favorites and one of the best episodes of the show.
how would you compare this then to other like other Christmas stuff that you've seen like on TV or movies? Like how do you feel this rates in terms of like other stuff that's out there?
I don't think. I mean, it's not the best Christmas episode ever made. However, it has a lot of heart to it, and it's definitely the episode that Sliders needed at that time.
hmm
I think, like I said, I think it's a miracle that it got made the way it did, and I'm very happy that the network decided not to interfere too much with it, and I'm really just happy that it came out the way it did. More than anything, I think in terms of other Christmas specials, yeah, it's a fine episode. It's a good episode. It has the sliders sliding. It has the family and the character moments in it. The concept is there with the whole spending spree mentality.
Yeah.
So it's all there. Yeah, it's fine. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I've said it too. It's I feel it's based on based on my experience, growing up and everything. It's like it's hard to screw up a Christmas episode. You have to really be trying hard to make it a really bad episode. I mean, so I
Mm.
haven't seen very much that's like terrible, but like unless they're doing some weird hybrid I'm sure there's bad stuff out there, but from my experience,
Yeah,
it's like it's kind of hard to screw up one. So yeah, so at
yeah.
least we got that.
I just think because of all of the changes that were made afterwards, um, I'm happy that this is the last time we got to see the sliders as the
In
show
character, yeah,
with the concept, with the way it plays out and
yeah,
everything, with the original characters included and everything.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I think after this, they start changing the characters. They get rid of the timer. They it all goes kind of downhill slowly. It slowly morphs into something else.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah. Unfortunately,
Mm. I think it's I again, it's like the whole arc afterwards with them trying to go after Colonel Rickman and
the
all
Rick
of that.
Rickman, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Well, they could hire Roger Daltrey, so they got Biggles to be in the. They got Neil Dixon from Biggles to be Colonel Rickman for the rest of. I love Biggles, by the way. That's one film I'll champion, but um, yeah, it was it
oh,
was
that's
it
a
was
whole
it
arc.
was interesting though because they had an arc. They had a serialized arc,
For the
and
first time, pretty
Well,
much.
well, yeah, because in terms of continuity, even under Tracy Torme, they weren't allowed to really have,
Right, right,
uh, you know, and but they actually told the complete story with that arc.
right.
Even though it ended on a cliffhanger, they ended up having a complete arc in seven. I think it was 7 episodes, 6 or 7
Something like that.
episodes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. hmm
So
I know
they,
it's ironic that they finally came up with a story arc, which is like not that great.
I know, I know, and yeah, yeah, but season three was so amazing because they got so many great guest stars, so many famous people
hmm
are in it. It's like, wow, like, they really put the money on into it, you know?
So yeah, so this is yeah. This must be where the budget was going for guest stars because this has come up a few times where we're like sometimes like the Twister thing and the really bad CGI Twisters and we just did like the Fire Within and like God that was awful. Like where
Well,
what's
I would argue for the time, the visual effects were amazing because it was
well
all
some
CGI. It hasn't as dated very badly, especially in standard definition, but for the time. I mean, the Fire Within blew me away, and even now I'm looking
okay.
at it and it's like, wow, when they're on the fire, the
hmm
fire world and all of that stuff, it looks amazing, like the green screen or whatever they have behind them and everything. It was, for the time, it was
Okay.
like, wow, really cutting edge stuff. The writing, you can trash the writing as much as you want, but the production values were pretty good, you know?
Okay. All right.
Well, that's just my opinion anyways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, you
Um,
know, we're everybody, everybody has their own thing that they take out of it. So,
some
yeah,
some
it's
some
great.
episodes have better visual effects than others, obviously, and some of them
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
up better. I know in
yeah.
season 2, some of the visual effects some people will look at the dinosaur in Dino Veritas and say it looks terrible now, but at the
hmm
time, it looked amazing.
The
Jur
dragon, I
Jurassic Park
feel,
on a TV budget? I mean, it's
yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah. The dragon. We were talking about the dragon, and it looked like some kind of puppet. To us, it kind
Yeah,
of looked like it.
yeah. I mean, like the u with the uranium worm in Paradise Lost,
Oh God, don't
um,
remind me of that one. I'm not looking
that
forward
looks
to that
really
one.
bad. Yeah, I said that I said I rewatched the show, during lockdown. I actually forced my parents to watch it with me because my dad had only seen some episodes and my mum hadn't seen it at all, and
hmm
my mum was affected by the COVID lockdowns. Um she really got, alone, she couldn't go out. It really affected her, and it didn't affect me because I like being at her I'm very much introverted in that sense, so, I'm not a
Yeah.
person who goes much,
Right.
but for
Right.
her, it really but I got her to watch Sliders, and she actually quite enjoyed it, even though she's not into science fiction at all. But the one episode they really seemed to agree that was actually really good, and I was like, "Wow!" It's like it's one of those episodes like, really? Like Paradise Lost.
They thought that was good.
They thought that was the best one. I was like,
Okay.
Paradise Lost, really?
Really?
Okay, I'll take it. It's like, yeah,
Okay.
you really liked an episode. So, okay, Paradise Lost.
Oh,
They really
oh,
liked. Like,
okay.
she didn't like Invasion. She fell asleep during Invasion, like Invasion,
It's
and
not for
then
everybody. I didn't.
no,
I
and then
liked Invasion.
and then the episode like afterwards, as time goes by, she really didn't like that episode because she didn't understand what was going on.
Hmm.
Paradise Lost, with all of the kind of the
It's
serum that make
Tremors.
all the thing that makes the whole mystery plot. She loved all of that, the whole mystery plot and the age, the aging characters, and all of that stuff, and Hal Dane from Space Precinct being the sheriff.
Yeah.
That's great, great. Rob
Yeah.
Youngblood, young Rob Youngblood. That's it.
All
Great
right.
stuff.
Do we have anything else to say about the episode? Do you have any goofs that stand out to you, or anything like a slip up, or I'm sure we will
Mm,
have some, but
uh, Nothing I can think of. Not for season's Greedings.
hmm.
Um, I think it. I think production wise, I think it all holds together. I didn't really go out on my way to look at any problems.
Okay.
I like when they exit the slide. I like the fact that an arrow comes through. I like that. That's a nice little touch.
I think I missed that. Oh, I'll have to check for it again. Okay. It was like
Yeah,
the
yeah. When
previous
the
world. Oh,
vortex opens at the beginning of the episode, the first thing to come through is an arrow,
oh, okay. I'll have to check that out the
because
next time. Okay.
they were basically escaping some
Right, right,
tribal
right,
world
right.
or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay,
I
you
thought
mentioned one of your favorite lines. Got any other favorite lines from the episode?
I just remember I haven't seen the episode since COVID lockdown, but
Oh,
I remember it quite well. So I remember the the structure of it, and I don't like the lines. I remember Wade having before it was revealed before it's revealed that she's having problems with her sister and everything. Wade's upset with Quinn. When are we? Quinn's like, "When are? Don't worry, Wade. I'll get you home. I'll get you home." And Wade's like, "When, Quinn? Next
when?
year? When,
Yeah,
Quinn? When?"
when?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as they're going up the escalator. I remember that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, there's certain things. There's certain things in that. I like the fact that they hacked into the computer, and I thought that Neil Foots was a little bit two-dimensional.
Mm,
He didn't do too much as the villain. I think he was kind of, yeah, I don't know. He was more like in the service of his own ideology rather than a leader.
mm-hmm.
He seemed to be more like, well, you have to do this and you have to do that. I'm sorry, but you have to do this. It's like he's kind of his character Ted is kind of in service of this own. I don't think it's him that's I can't remember. I don't think it's him who designed that whole ideology, that whole consumerist
But he's just
approach. But
following along with it. Yeah.
he's just following along with
I
it.
think you're right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I thought Chase Masterson did a good job.
Oh yeah, she's
Um,
great. I love her. Yeah, she's
yeah.
great. Hmm.
She was good. Yeah, she had quite a busy year in 1996 because she was in Deep Space Nine a few
Yeah,
times, and
yeah,
she was
yeah.
in also. I just played a few months ago. I just played the video game Spycraft, and she was in the game Spycraft. She
Oh,
has a
okay.
she's a supporting character in that. She's
Oh, okay.
live action. It's a full motion video game.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say she did the voice, but oh, okay. She
No,
actually
no,
did.
she's actually you actually see her. She's actually
Yeah, yeah, full
in
motion.
the
Oh, okay.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is that? What is that for? Is that like a PC? I'm not.
PC
Okay.
PC game, yeah. It's a Spycraft is like it was by Activision,
Okay.
and it was a bit out of their field. It's a CIA game where you play a CIA operative who works in Washington, and and you basically have to investigate different like crimes. There's a like whole conspiracy, and you don't know who to trust. And there's something
Okay.
going on with Russia. So Russia is having someone's trying to assassinate the president or the senator of Russia, and you get involved. And some of the people that you work with are working against you. and stuff like that. Yeah, you basically the stuff that you would find in an episode of 24
Ah,
is
okay.
is in this before
Oh,
24
okay.
came out,
Right.
but
Okay.
it's over a number of months instead of just one day. You know,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah,
Interesting. All right.
it's a bit of a forgotten game, but Polygon for the anniversary did I think for anniversary a couple of years ago they did a 90-minute documentary about
Okay.
the making of the game and also the whole political background of it because there was some politics that the people involved with the game actually worked for the Kremlin and
Oh, okay.
for the CIA.
Okay.
So yeah, it's you can get it on GOG and Steam.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah.
unfortunately, there is a HD version which was released which was released when DVD came out, and that is not the version available. It's still the CD version, CD
Right.
quality version, so it's all pixelated.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know, you know, it looks like web camera. It doesn't look it doesn't look like I've seen it's quite a rare version, and they've uploaded the intro on YouTube, and it's night and day. It looks amazing, the quality. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get that version one day, but I think Activision should have it. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah. I'll have to look
But,
into all of that. All right. Before we wrap
um,
up,
I've seen the convention
oh
stuff.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
good to see them. It was good to see three of them together.
Yeah,
Um,
that was great. Yeah.
I have some. I don't know what you thought of it. I had some thoughts about it. I had some thoughts about what John was saying about the nature of the show. I think he's got some great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the I think maybe his view of Sliders was very much hardcore science fiction in its approach, and I feel that his approach to Sliders is maybe slightly incompatible with what the first 2 seasons were. If they try to reboot it, that's what I'm worried about, because that's the reason he left the show is because it wasn't quite they weren't quite I I think he would have liked season 4. I think he would have liked season 4 of Sliders because it was much closer to what he probably wanted from the show,
Hmm.
because he wanted more of
Okay.
the hardcore science fiction elements, whereas Sliders was always social satire and alternate history and
Yeah.
comedy with a bit of sci-fi fact.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I do like that they were all together though. I mean, I remember seeing all
Yeah, it was
this,
great.
and I was like, I wish I could have been there, but there's no way. Where was
Uh,
this
I,
in?
I My
I mean,
regret is I wish they could have asked more questions, like
yeah.
more deep dive questions. That's what I would
Yeah.
have liked to have. Um,
Yeah.
but, I will say also, I think that, and I know a lot of people will disagree with me on this, so I'm prepared for that. But um, in terms of the later seasons, I know that the show should, if it's rebooted, it should be like the first 2 seasons.
I
But
agree. Hmm.
but I think it's a bad idea to disregard season 3, 4, and 5.
I agree.
I feel that I feel the cast I feel like all the cast should watch season 3, 4, and 5, because I feel that we cannot learn from our mistakes if we do not subject ourselves to viewing them.
Yeah.
And I feel that there's a lot of good in season 3 and 4 and 5,
Hmm.
and I feel that to ignore and pretend it never happened is cheating in terms of
Mm.
in terms of creative writing,
Hmm.
it's cheating, the audience. And I tried to explore this, or I tried to not explore it. I messaged Tracy Torme on the Cardinal when he was on Cardinal Sin's podcast before he died. I did try to say maybe it's a good idea if Tracy watches all of the seasons before he goes back into writing Sliders, because it's not the stuff that he wrote, it's not the stuff he wanted, but to make sure he doesn't repeat anything that they did.
Right, right.
And
Yeah,
and even Tracy has said in previous interviews that when he did Into the Mystic, they Fox did not want a resolution to season 1.
right,
They
right.
thought that no one will care about
Yeah.
season 1's ending.
Hmm.
And Tracy was like, "Well, what a great way to treat your audience. What a
Oh
great way to
yeah, yeah.
underestimate your audience."
Right.
And
Yeah.
I feel the same should be applied for the later seasons, even though it's an unpopular opinion. Uh, I feel I feel people should it's a disservice to the actors as well.
Hmm.
Ka
I yeah.
Kari, Charlie, Rob, and Tembi. I think it's,
Yeah, I feel like even I mean, hey, Kari were she was actually in more episodes than John Rhys Davies was, so she shouldn't be left out necessarily. But I do yeah, I feel like as long as you if there's a way to acknowledge what happened, even if it's not, I mean, you can play around with the
mm,
multiverse and say something like maybe there are some different versions of these characters, but like they're acknowledging something and don't forget
yeah.
about it. Yeah, like how
I
are you gonna
I
bring
I
Wade back
actually
into
had
it?
uh, I actually had an idea, like every person you speak to, I had an idea on how to bring back Sliders.
Yeah, yeah,
And
same here.
it kind of acknowledged the seasons while resetting and
Yeah,
rebooting
yeah,
in a way that appeals to new audiences so that people aren't completely lost, but it
yeah,
still acknowledges
yeah,
the show as a whole,
yeah,
and it does serve it serves the previous seasons as well. So I came up with an idea, but I don't have an agent, so um
yeah.
it
I wouldn't share it. Yeah, because you never know.
Yeah, I would love to have like an agent to it's a shame because it's a
Yeah,
really good idea, but on how to do it. I think listening to the fans and
yeah,
I don't want it for a reboot. I don't want the same thing to happen where there was no continuity.
right.
I think I still think the episode. I really do feel strongly that the show, if it's rebooted, should be episodic, but I think there should be a bit of a background arcs to everyone.
Yeah, I mean that's
So
kind of the way TV is now. That it kind of has to be just to have people keep coming back. You know, there has to be some thread that continues. Yeah.
mm,
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't want it to be serialized. I wouldn't want it. I know it's popular now today for everything to be serialized.
Hmm.
I think it should be. I think every episode should be a new world,
Yeah.
but it have a kind of a serialized sort of continuity with
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
characters, and I feel that that should be the best way to do it, really, because you don't fix the kind of what made it work. And that was always one of my defenses of season 3. Um, that say what you will about season 3, but unlike modern TV, at least it's got a beginning, middle, and an end.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
every episode has a beginning, middle, and an end. Most TV today say it has that. So you know.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you want this Christmas season? What are your wishes for the holiday season?
Well, so my parents don't really buy me Christmas presents because they know I will buy my own stuff. I never really, yeah, I never, I would love Christmas presents, but I'm happy if I get like a calendar, if someone gives me like a diary calendar for the year,
Hmm.
so I can write notes and appointments and stuff like that.
That's nice. Yeah.
Um, that's the only thing I really expect. If someone gives me anything else, that's amazing. But
Yeah.
I tend to buy myself my own presents, and I think I may be buying a lot of DVDs and sorry, a lot of Blu-rays and HDs this Christmas. There's a lot I really want to buy.
Yeah. I just figured I'd ask. You know, like what you know, since it's the Christmas season. You know, what does everybody want?
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Everything mostly it'll be Amazon and probably a bit of eBay.
All right. So we might as well start wrapping this up. So, what are your final thoughts? And so you know how to rate this? We're doing the little silly object thing out of 10. You got something that you remember from the episode or something, I guess, just Christmassy or
Right.
whatever. Yeah. So final thoughts and ratings, Pedro.
Well, I think that Eleah Horwitz did a fantastic job with the writing. I think it's a miracle that this came out. Um, I'm really just grateful that the episode exists, and I would give it like a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's a classic episode, but it's a high watermark. I would say it's on par. I would rate probably it the same as Prince of Slides and Dead Man Sliding as a 9 out of
Okay.
10. So
Okay.
I think those 3 for the season, and then the other 2 episodes that from the season that felt like sliders, Double Cross and The Guardian,
Right. Yeah.
that those were classics in my opinion. So
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I love
I
those
rate those
too.
as
Yeah.
classics. So.
All right. That sounds good. All right. All right. So if that's nothing else, thank you for joining me on this. We made it work.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, definitely. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Share your opinions on this video and other videos. And down below, we will do a roundup of comments eventually in future videos. You can also check out our website at fandomentanglement.com, where we have the links to all of our videos and all social media channels and all that stuff. So just putting it out there. So hopefully you have been enjoying the 12 slides of Christmas. We'll probably have another episode tomorrow. And this is our gift to all Sliders fans. I'm Damon, and you
I'm Pedro.
and hope you all have a Merry Christmas and keep on sliding, everybody. Bye.
Merry Christmas, guys. Bye.
Okay.